Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephany, and today I am here to share with you my testimony on how God has blessed me. So, January of this year, 2021, first week actually, I got laid off from my job. I usually have a catch-up call with my director, and I got on the call thinking it was just a normal call, but I was told that my role was getting eliminated. So at that moment, it took me a while to process that because it was so unexpected. I just didn't know what to do. When after I got the message, I was in shock, and I was just in a confused state. And I was just really lost that period because it was the beginning of the year, and it's not something you would expect first week of a new year. I was just really down. And I talked to Pastor Steve, and he shared a lot of messages with me, a lot of scriptures, and he told me to make sure I meditate on those scriptures every day. I started to consistently watch those messages, and I started to consistently, dwell on the word. And one thing I started to trust God for was clarity. And I noticed the more time I spent with God and praying and reading the messages, the more I was able to get clarity on what to do next. And it had a lot to do with my real estate business, Stephany Omens Real Estate. I started to get step-by-step instructions and guidance on what I needed to do next. So I focused on rebranding my business. I focused on doing trainings and taking classes, and just marketing myself more. And I decided to make my business my main priority and my main focus. And I know that I wanted to build an empire around my real estate business. So I was ready to really put my all into it. There was a service that Pastor Steve made a declaration that there's another dimension that is opening up to God's people. And as soon as he said that, I knew that that was for me. And I sowed a seed. And when I sowed the seed, I prayed and I told God that I wanted an expansion in my business. And I wanted it to not just be about me. And I wanted him to be fully involved in my business. After some time, I just noticed that a lot of things began to shift in my favor. I started to see a lot of things just pour in, like clients, resources, opportunities, partnerships, things just coming my way. And comparing it to last year, it's double. And it was just so mind-blowing. Even when I had the moment of reflection, I started to do my numbers, and I realized how many deals I have closed in year to date. It's been over 2 million in sales volume, and I was just wondering, how did this happen? Other agents who, when they tell me their story and I tell them my story, and they're like, wow, that they haven't seen that before, because usually it takes a while for people to really break in and get those type of deals and close those many deals in such a short time period. When I talk to them and they say things like that, in my head, I'm just like, it's God's favor. I'm telling them, this is God's hand fully in this, in this expansion, in this business, in this growth. And I'm just really grateful to God for everything from when I lost my job to current date. It's been a full transformation for me, and not just in my business, in my personal life. And a lot of things have happened around me that worked in my favor. Opportunities that have come to me has worked in my favor, and just doors have opened up to me that were so unexpected. And a lot of times these things are just mind-blowing for me. The scripture that says, to focus on God and make him your number one source, that is something that I always dwell on. And it's always a reminder for me that it's only God that can provide. It's only God that can open doors. There's nothing I do that I'm able to do on my own. And as soon as I sowed that seed and I prayed to God and I told him that I want him to be a part of this growth, from there things just began to skyrocket. And I just want to thank God. I want to thank Pastor Steve and Pastor Neka, because during those times that I was down, every time I came to church, I always took something with me home, and I'm just really grateful. God bless you. And thank you all for listening to my testimony.